You strong.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's show. It's a youth desk show where we discuss relationship matters that matter to you, the youth who has been watching. The reason why we are here is because of you. Thanks so much for being with us from the very beginning. This evening show is about the makeup of the youth. You who is watching this show, what are the things that come together to make you up psychologically, that make you behave the way you do? That's what we are coming to delve into tonight. And so again, welcome to the show. As I said earlier on, this evening show is about the makeup of the youth. In the makeup of the youth, we are talking about two main things: the prenatal issues and the postnatal issues. Now, this is very important for us because you must understand why you behave the way you do, so that whilst you grow up, one day you have your own family, you would be able to avoid certain things, so that your family, the children that God will give to you in that family, you will be able to bring them up more appropriately, so that they will become a fully fledged, functional people, adults that will contribute to themselves and the society that they live in. So let's dive into it. Prenatal issues. We all know that pregnancy that produces the child that you are actually runs a full haul of between 7 to 9 months. Now, all the things that the pregnant mother goes through within these periods that influences the child in the womb is what we are referring to as prenatal issues. All those things that happen on the pregnant mother, they sort of psychologically help shape up the attitude or the psychology of the youth. So sometimes certain things you behave a certain way and somebody sees you and looked at you and says, why are you behaving like this person? Meanwhile, the person doesn't know you attached to the person he or she is referring to. Why? There is some psychological shape-up that happened while you were in the womb. Okay, first of all, whilst in the womb, everything the pregnant mother goes through, positive or negative, they influences the baby in the womb. All the things that the pregnant mother goes through, whether positive or negative, they influence the unborn child. You must know this, so that if one day your wife, your sister, or your sister-in-law is pregnant, you will know how best to treat her. Take for instance, if the pregnant mother, throughout the 7 to 9 months she carries the baby, is always in painful situation, enduring anguish situation, she's not happy, all these things, they impact negatively on the unborn child. Same way, if the husband has taken time to ensure that the wife is happy, not always anyway, because sometimes you just wake up and not happy, there's nothing you can do about that. But as much as possible, he tries to ensure that his wife, who is the pregnant mother, is happy, singing, joyous. When all these things are happening to the pregnant mother, it means that the unborn child also, there is some psychological functioning that is going on. There's some psychological impartation that is going on there. And these things are very, very important. Prenatal issues. Again, if the pregnant mother smokes, it impacts the baby. If the pregnant mother dances, it impacts the baby. If the pregnant mother is the one that is working hard, it impacts the baby. If the pregnant mother, anything that she is doing at the time of pregnancy, at the time that she is carrying the pregnancy, all goes a long way to affect the baby in the womb. Prenatal issues. Again, I am saying this so that you will know when finally you are married and God has blessed your wife to become pregnant, or you have become pregnant, you will know how to carry yourself about in the knowledge that the baby that is in your womb, the baby that your wife is carrying, everything that your wife goes through whilst carrying that baby in the womb, everything that you go through whilst carrying that pregnancy, all go to affect the baby in the womb. So sometimes our children behave in a manner that we don't even understand why they're behaving that way. No. The child has picked something up whilst in the womb. Very, very important. Let's make progress to the second part of our tonight's show. Then the second part is postnatal issues. Over there, we are going to deal with 4 items there: the home environment, the school environment, friends environment, and the social media environment. Let's take the first one, the home environment. Now the child is born. You are born. He is born. She is born. The person that you want to marry is born. Now, the home environment this child is going to grow also influences their psychological makeup, their attitude, their behavior. If the home environment is the friendly one, where children are free, sort of, not that given liberty to do anything that they like, I'm not talking about that, but then they are free. They can approach their parents, mother, father, and talk to them, have a discussion with them. The child has confidence in his or her parent that whatever I talk to them about, they'll be free to give me free counsel or provide my needs. So there's a close relationship between the child and the parent. The child will grow in such a home environment to become a positive kind of person. They impact on the child's life. But if you grow in the home environment, say the environment some of us grew up when we're growing up, something happened, you are beaten, but you can't cry. When you cry, you are beaten on top of that. You understand what I mean? I mean, there are things that we went through. If it is such a home environment, that also impacts on the child. It impacts on you. If you're going to have that environment for your child that is going to be born, God is going to bless your family with, you should be careful about some of these things because they impact on the child's life, whether negative or positive. Take another example. In a home where the father always sends the child to go buy him an alcoholic drink, first time, second time, third time, continues, and the father is drinking this drink in the presence of the child will grow and not see anything wrong with buying that alcoholic beverage. In this case, in a local parlance, we call it akpeteshi, and drink. The child will not find anything wrong with it. Another example is this, where at a least thing, the father turns the mother into a punching bag in the house. At the least thing. Always angry for no apparent reason and is always shouting and doing all manner of things in the house. Such an environment will equally have a negative influence on the child. The boy in that house will grow either to believe that wives are meant to be beaten, or the girl child in the home will grow up to believe, settle it in herself, that so long as she is a wife, there is nothing wrong being beaten. So these things are very critical for us to really appreciate the extent to which some of these things affect our children. Now, the next environment that influence the attitude, the lifestyle, the behavior, or the psychological makeup of the youth is the school environment. The school our children attend, as parents, we need to be involved and know what is going on, because they leave home latest by 7 a.m. and they come back around 4 thereabout, after 6 or 7 hours spent in the school. So indeed, in these days, children spend more time in school, even more than we parents. For that matter, whatever is going on in the school, whether positive or negative, also impacts the child's life. Again, I'm saying that you who is intending to propose, you who is intending to accept a proposal, you must know this, that the child that will be coming into your union, the school environment is going to play a critical role in the life build-up of that child. For that matter, you must take active interest in whatever goes on in the school. Very, very important. Who is the child associating with? How is the child's school behavior? Because it's evidently clear that most often children tend to have home attitude or home behavior. As soon as they leave the home, they have another attitude that they display at the blind side of their parents. So when things begin to happen, then the parents are like, where is this one coming from? No, you are not paying attention. It's very important that we know what is going on in our children's school. Please, young man, young woman, understand this. When the time comes, have an active interest in the school matters of your child. Now, the third thing that I want to speak on is a friend's environment. Again, this is very critical. Who are the friends of your child? Who does your child play with? Who does your child go out with? It's very important to know. Who are they? There is an old saying that, show me your friend and I will tell you the character that you have. Or in other words, birds of the same feathers, they flock together. So it's important. Once you know the child, your friends, the child of your friend, I beg your pardon, you will be able to tell what likely is going to happen in your child's life, so that you know how to help your child to prevent it at its early stage before it grows up to become a big tree that you can't easily uproot without destroying your child. Very, very important. Then the last one, which is the social media environment, is something that of late is on ascendancy. Folks, social media, even though there are a lot of goods there that we can use to develop our lives, is doing a lot of harm to our children simply because they have not mastered yet the attitude that it takes, the character that it takes to avoid the bad aspect of social media and stick to the good aspect of it. They have not developed that muscle yet. So they just go in there. And the rot on social media is killing the future of our children. And I'm saying, you who is getting ready to propose and you who is getting ready to accept the proposal, you must know this. You must have this in you, that there is something called social media. It comprises both good and evil. You must know this, so that if you are going to make available IT tools for your child to learn with, you must do that in this understanding that so much bad is going on and it's hurting our children. It's very, very, very important that we know these things. So basically, my people, these are the two things that we've come to talk about today. The prenatal issues, the postnatal issues. And we talk about the prenatal issues, so we say they are the things that the pregnant mother goes through and how those things that the pregnant mother goes through affects the baby in the womb, positively or negative. So we should watch out. All these things, they help shape up the psychological makeup of you, the youth that is there. You behave the way, some of the things to pick from there. And then the second one is the postnatal issues that we spoke about, the school environment, the home environment. We spoke about the friends environment and the social media environment, how these things, they influence or impact either positively or negatively on us as we are growing up. So when you are 16 years old, your character is 16 years old. Your psychological makeup is 16 years old. When you are 30 years old, your character, your psychological makeup is 30 years old. That is why certain things, you yourself, you can tell that they are not good, but you can't stop. Because as old as you are, what you are doing is also as old as you are. So it's not going to take a day or two or a month's hard work for them to change. It takes years of hard work, self-denial, before you can get those things done. So this is how we bring today's curtain down to our show, the Youth Desk Show. Thanks so much for watching. Again, don't forget the like symbols under there. Look at it and then like and share. And our number is beneath there. Send us your WhatsApp message. Let us read from you appropriately. We'll be responding when your questions start flooding in. Send us more of them, and then we'll respond to each one of them one after the other. Thanks so much for watching. Good night and bye-bye.
You strong.